All right, let's go. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here. It has been at 10. Thanks for joining the Southern Indiana weather conversation and beyond. Of course, we're going to look into Kentucky, throughout the Ohio Valley, and parts of the Midwest as well. And you're watching here. We are broadcasting live from Extol Media Studios here in Uptown New Albany, at the corner of right there at Vincennes and Market Street. We've got sunshine, a bit more humidity out there this morning, and also some high clouds kind of drifting through as well. But in my opinion, it is a gorgeous start to a Thursday, June 12th, because I do like summertime. It is my favorite season, and it is going to be a Florida-like tropical Father's Day weekend with that mugginess in the air. We are also going to have an upper level system that will move into the area. You can see that out to our west, and that will kick up some occasional pop-up downpours. Not expecting severe weather with this, but we are going to have we're just going to have to do a rain dodge every now and again for tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and a summer-like pattern that will likely continue into much of next week. But for now, notice that we just have some what I call kind of spray clouds, or very high cirrus clouds here. They're spraying in from the tops of that upper level low pressure system out to our west. So plenty of sunshine today. In fact, the Environmental Protection Agency that does the UV index, you can go to the EPA and search UV index. It's still up to a 9 today, the forecast for Louisville. So it is still a pretty quick sunburn opportunity there for you. How about those Pacers, by the way? Cheers. The Indiana Pacers whooping the Thunder, taking game 3. So they've got 2 out of 3 so far. Everybody, including my son Brady, thought the Thunder would storm, pun intended, right past the Pacers. So good on the Pacers. And then we've got the U.S. Open beginning today. I've got my golf shirt on in celebration of the U.S. Open. Also, happy birthday to my buddy DJ Zip, and he is well into his 40s now. We're going to take him out golfing later today, heading out to South Park Country Club, one of my favorite tracks in the Louisville metro area. It is a sleeper course if you've never heard of it. Beautiful along the hills there just south of the Snyder, near the Jefferson Memorial Forest there in Fairdale. Awesome course there at South Park, thanks to my buddy Chase Best, who is the superintendent out there, who's been a superintendent at many golf courses around Southern Indiana as well. Does an awesome job. So thank you, Chase. Also does a lot of work around the Corden High School there, keeping up their grounds. So happy U.S. Open at Oakmont, probably the hardest golf course in the world, one of the hardest. The rough is like this big, bit taller than my grass was before I cut it yesterday. You can just drop a ball and it will sink and disappear. It is going to be one of the most fun U.S. Opens to watch. Oakmont is in Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, just off to the northeast of Pittsburgh along the river there. So that is awesome. So I would probably go with Bryson DeChambeau or Rory McIlroy. Those are my two. And I haven't put any official bets on that. So again, we got that going on. We've got U of L baseball in the NCAA World Series in Omaha. So they are playing tomorrow, I believe, evening. And then we got Murray State playing on Saturday, featuring local Dom Decker, son of Stephanie Decker and Joe Decker out of Silver Creek and Sellersburg. And then we got Lou City FC taking on Birmingham, I believe, Saturday evening at around 7:30 at Lynn Family Stadium. So a lot going on sports-wise. It is a fun time of the year for all different sports. That's your sports segment on Ben at 10. You thought you were going to watch weather, but we're talking sports here this morning. Let's get to some comments. We'll look at some current conditions. We'll look at some partnerships and sponsorships, and then we are going to dig into that forecast for this lovely Thursday, June the 12th. We've got Sarah Humphreys. Good morning to you. Thanks for watching here. Good morning from Lebanon, Kentucky, there in Marion County. Thank you, Lori Peavy, for tuning in. Beverly Haggis, typically the first to pop in the comments from Borden, Indiana. Also from Borden, we've got Perry Porter. Happy Father's Day weekend to you. And we have Sarah. Thanks for popping in where you are from there in Campbellsville, Kentucky, in Taylor County. We've got good representation in the Commonwealth this morning. Christopher Ramos giving the tips. Stay hydrated. Yeah, I told my son Brady's going to golf with us today, and I said grab a couple of those Gatorades on your way out. Lillian Lasley, good morning and stay cool is the advice from Lillian. All good stuff here this morning. And there you can see that mostly sunny sky, adding a touch more humidity to the air, as well as a system is off to our southwest currently. And we can go ahead and bring up the current conditions here with extolmag.com/weather. That is extolmag.com/weather. You got your 7-day forecast right there that I've updated this morning, along with the weather story for today, digging into some more of those weather details. And if you scroll to the bottom, that's where you'll find the full, complete interactive radar, which shows those temperatures starting to warm up already. We've got mid-70s in Louisville, around 72 degrees in New Albany right now, and expanding this to the full screen view. So upper 60s, low to mid 70s as we start off the day. And then there you can see some of that rain just off to our southwest there over parts of Missouri and into Arkansas, and then the heavier rain with some flash flood warnings over eastern Texas. So that's where the busy weather is so far this morning. We've got another good morning here popping in from Vicki Berger from Salem, Indiana. Kennedy is the 9th in the state of Indiana in stolen bases, 42 steals. Congrats to Kennedy. Used to call her Kenzo back in the day, back at 8U Slugger travel ball days. So congrats to Kennedy. No surprise. An amazing athlete, softball and volleyball and whatever she decides to do. Cindy Seabolt, good morning. Waiting for the weather to see if outdoor events will be rained out Saturday. It's going to be touch and go this weekend, as we'll have just some occasional kind of random pop-up downpours every once in a while. Not a washout. Wouldn't cancel your outdoor plans this weekend. Okay, let's get back to it here. Okay, there again is your free interactive radar at extolmag.com/weather with more tools there as well. I want to thank our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College. You go to locations, ivytech.edu here in Sellersburg, and you're going to find lots of tools and resources there if you want to look from home, or you can register for Tuesdays at the Tech, where you can get some one-on-one information, and you can learn how to get registered, how to pay for the classes, how to get everything started. 42 programs offered. So that Sellersburg location there, right up I-65 at the Sellersburg exit. You can see all the dates that are coming up as well. We've got summer session going on, and 8-week summer classes end right around August 3rd, and then you begin your fall semester there. LionsRoofingCo.com, 812-294-3595. This is where you can get free estimates if you have any roofing issues. A great family-owned local company here out of Memphis, Indiana. And again, it's DJ Zip's birthday. Happy birthday to DJ, one of the sales professionals there at Lions Roofing. They are hiring for a roofing repair technician. And also, if you want to go to Libs Paving, L-I-B-S, paving.com, upper right-hand corner, careers. That will take you to everything you want to know about what they offer and all their benefits. But also, you can just look at some of the available opportunities to learn more. That you can see how you can apply right there. So it looks like they've been hiring. Still some opportunities if you want to check that out. And then head to NWSB. Once you get those checks there, as you get that new career, people you know wherever you go, banking the way you want. You can see all the tools and resources they have online as well. Personal lending, business loans, home equity lines of credit, lots of tools right there. newwashbank.com. And again, we are back to looking at our current weather conditions across the area, and we are going to look at the forecast for you as we remove that and bring this one up here. And just a reminder too, if you want to get that Southern Indiana megaphone and beyond, you want to team up with our Extol Media, Extol Weather. You can do that easily. Ben at extolmag.com, Jason at extolmag.com. Or if you just have a weather question, just have thinking of something weather-wise that might be a little confusing, I can try to help clear that up. You can always just, again, email me, ben at extolmag.com. And we've been averaging over 2 million views per month over the last 90 days just on Facebook, but you can find us in other places as well. So today, heading out to the golf course, South Park Country Club. Last time I was out there was with my son Brady on March 27th. You can see before the leaves were on the trees. Beautiful day out there that day, though. So we're going to see what happens today. Last time I beat him by 9 strokes, but last time I played him, like a week or two ago, he beat me by 2 strokes. So how many strokes should I give Brady if we do stroke play today, a little competition? That's the question here. So it's going to be nice out there at South Park Country Club. Very warm, just the way I like it out there. We've got another comment coming in from Mary Netherly. Good morning to you. Oh, look at the love here. Cindy Seabolt. Love Lions Roofing. Wouldn't use anyone else. Yeah, they helped, again, I'll say this one more time as a testimonial. They had to match almost a half of my mom's roof with shingles because the whole roof was not covered. They did it perfectly, replaced the gutters, fast and efficient, and really just helping out with insurance and all that stuff with my mom who's in her 70s, my grandma who's 98. Very good experience there. So thank you very much, Cindy, for saying that. And also we've got Mary Netherly. Any rain coming in this evening for Oldham County? It looks like we're going to be dry today, and then we'll see a chance of an isolated shower or storm first half of tomorrow, Mary, but then the last half of tomorrow, rain chances increasing. So late day, evening, Friday, increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see that with the weather models here in just a second. So early Father's Day gift to me, getting to head out to golf with my son Brady. Speaking of some Father's Day things to do, Cops Lake in Clarksville, that's just south of the Lee Hamilton Expressway, just south of 265 in northern Clarksville there. No state license required. They've got 2 stocked lakes, 3 and 13 acres, bait and tackle available on site. But the thing is, for this weekend, Sunday, June 15th, you can bring your dad out there fishing. He can fish for free with 1 paid admission there. So get some free fishing out there. Check out their Facebook page, by the way, KOPPS Lakes, Cops Lakes. And you will see some cool videos of them stocking the ponds. They do that quite often, like 1,500 catfish at a time. And you can see some of the biggest catches there as well. So take a look at there. That's whatever your weekend, your Father's Day weekend might feature: fishing, boating, or golfing, or maybe just chilling and watching the U.S. Open. We will have some tropical air moving into the area. All right, speaking of which, we'll get back to that forecast. And the UV index, despite some high clouds, some cirrus clouds out there, still a UV index of 9, so easy to burn out there. Got to try to remember some of that sunscreen on the golf course today. Allergy report, moderate. I am feeling a bit better. Still a little bit of drainage that's just annoying, but we've got the grass and the tree and still some mold spores out there. Here's that forecast for today, a high up to 88 degrees. May feel a touch warmer than that in the direct sunshine. Humidity climbing up just a little bit, a very light south breeze at around 5 miles per hour, and the sunset at 9:07. So we're getting closer to those latest sunsets of the year. We have next Friday, the beginning of summertime officially. That is June 20th. So not this Friday, next Friday. That's when we have the latest sunsets around 9:10, still a little twilight all the way up through about 10 p.m. So loving the latest days of the year, the longest days of the year. But there's your forecast for your June 12th today. Most areas will stay dry. I say most because a couple of the high resolution weather models were trying to pop up like a teeny tiny little shower kind of with the late day afternoon warmth in Kentucky, but tiny chance. Most areas dry for today. All right, getting back to that forecast here as we look ahead. Tonight, isolated shower chance. Vicky Berger popping in with a comment. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. Slowly, day by day, we're getting there. I was able to mow the whole yard and weed eat and all that stuff yesterday with the mask on, which I've never done before. A little bit different there. And that was a wet, sweaty mask by the end of it. 70 that low tonight. Humid, midsummer-like night. So a lot of the critters will be loud tonight. Feeling the summer-like temperatures. And tomorrow, a muggy day. Highs in the mid-80s. For your Friday, June the 13th, Friday the 13th. So maybe an isolated shower or storm first half of the day, but then humidity on the rise, and we get an upper level system moving in from the west, and that should give us the kick for a better chance of some a round of some showers and thunderstorms late in the day tomorrow and into our Friday evening. So do plan on that. Just keep some of the rain gear handy for your Friday. Now through our Father's Day weekend, it looks about the same for Saturday and Sunday, although I think a little better chance of these hit or miss downpours Saturday with a high of 84. But I think as we look at the weather model data, which we typically do at around 10:20, so we're right on time here with our regularly scheduled program on Ben at 10. So as we look ahead with the models, there will be space between. This isn't wash out forecast here for Saturday and Sunday. So I would keep that outdoor plan, but have that alternate plan to head inside if you get caught under the downpour. Now, what is the nature of the storms this weekend? They should not be severe. We don't have much wind in the atmosphere whatsoever. So like a summer pattern, like in Florida, they occasionally pop up, especially in the afternoon, evening, then kind of wash out and then kind of move along. They can be heavy rainmakers, again, kind of tropical-like torrential downpours, maybe some rumbles of thunder, but not like a severe weather setup. We don't have like a big storm system moving through it or anything like that. A lot of times we call these air mass thunderstorms, where they just pop up thanks to the heat of the day, the warm, moist, buoyant, and lightweight air that we'll have across the area. So back to that 7-day forecast. So Father's Day, 84 degrees, 40% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. It looks like into Sunday afternoon, maybe Kentucky, a little better chance than Indiana for that shower or thunderstorm. And Linda is giving us a thank you for watching. And John Fox, good morning to the Foxes there. 85 Monday and mid to upper 80s really for next week. As we get to the latter stages of June, starting to get into more of a summer-like pattern, and an occasional, afternoon pop-up shower is going to be possible. Again, I don't see any significant storm systems, nothing real organized, but that occasional pop-up can't be ruled out. And that is really getting into your typical epitome of summertime forecast, where you just kind of have that daily pop-up. You may or may not get it, but it's just kind of that random chance there. All right, that is the forecast. Now we're going to drum up the weather models here as it's 10:17. One more big happy cheers here as we bring up radar satellite first, and then we'll dig into the hour by hour here. All righty, we're going to remove that, add this to the stage. There we go. All right, so that's the radar satellite. I'll bring this up full screen. So right now we just have some high clouds kind of spilling into the area. So you've got this slow-moving, sluggish, weak upper-level low-pressure system with rain out in Missouri and Arkansas. And then I just call them kind of spray cirrus clouds. You can see these clouds just kind of spraying over us. That'll just filter out a little bit of that sunshine for today. But again, it does look like most of our area will be staying dry. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring up, let's start with the HRRR, the high resolution, rapid refresh weather model for today. And we are going to, there it is, future radar, right on top. It was eluding my view for a second. So how are we doing with initialization? The beginning of the weather model data is always the question. And so this is a look at 11 o'clock this morning as we bring this up full screen. How is the initialization? Perfect. We've got a little bit of rain in Missouri and then that heavier rain down in Arkansas and into eastern Texas. So the mathematics latching onto the real world in a very good way here. So we got a good start with the weather models. Now we're going to look ahead later into this afternoon. That activity staying out to our west. This is at 3 p.m. today. This is at around 4, 5 o'clock. Some of the models trying to call for maybe an isolated shower, well, like around the Cumberland Parkway late today. But it looks like our area stays dry. Active weather out west. This is 6 p.m. today. 6 p.m. on your June the 12th, Thursday. Looking ahead in time, as we go into tonight, we might get close enough to that upper level low pressure system that eventually we'll have a chance of a shower or storm, but it looks mostly dry here through the overnight hours. This is now pushing into 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and most of the active weather still out to the west as we get started tomorrow morning. And it looks like that storm system out west will be decaying and kind of falling apart as it tries to move into our area tomorrow morning. This is at 11 a.m. on your Friday, the 13th. So for the first half of the day, west of I-65 would have that best chance. This is at 2 p.m. tomorrow. But as I mentioned, late afternoon into the evening time, a better chance of some showers and thunderstorms across the area. So what are we looking at here? That is 4 p.m. Friday. So do expect that increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms late in the day into the evening time for tomorrow. Again, severe weather not likely with this. Kind of your garden variety tropical, again, Florida-like downpours. This is at 5 p.m. tomorrow. So do you have some Friday night plans? Just in case, grab some of that rain gear. This is 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. We're getting the picture here. Active weather for your Friday evening. This is at 9 p.m. So some occasional showers and thunderstorms, especially late Friday. And that trend is going to continue throughout our Father's Day weekend as well. This is 48 hours out. That is Saturday morning. Now let's do a little compare and contrast as we bring up the NAM 3 kilometer. I'm going to bring this back to today and right now at 11 a.m. And how is the initialization? It is doing pretty good as well. Again, with the rain out west, this is at 11 o'clock this morning. I'm going to take this into 3 o'clock this afternoon because there's not a lot going on other than some sunshine across our area. It has that slightly better chance, but I think this is kind of ghost stuff. I doubt this would happen, but it shows just a teeny tiny shower chance later this afternoon, mainly in Kentucky. This is the NAM weather model. Remember that her weather model was dry. Most of the weather models are dry today. Just want to put out that super tiny chance of that little isolated shower later today. All right, so as we head into, let's go into our Friday with the NAM 3 kilometer. This is, we're going to start this off at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Still most of the active weather out west here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll go to noon tomorrow. And again, the HRRR and the NAM 3 kilometer both go out 48 hours, so 2 days, and are the more high resolution. It looks more like that real radar that we're used to looking at. This is noon Friday, still looking at most of the active weather out west, 2 p.m. And it looks like the NAM is a little bit slower than the HRRR weather model, with some of that heavier rain bypassing us to the north for a while. But look at what happens as we head towards sunset with the NAM weather model. I'm going to push this to 8 o'clock. It's got a fairly robust looking line of some showers and thunderstorms. Now, will that happen? Big question mark there. But this gives us a good idea that we've got 2 high resolution weather models ramping up the rain and storm chances, the potential of some heavy downpours late tomorrow in the afternoon into the evening time. So they're both saying the same thing for the most part. It looks a little different on what the nature of it will be as it moves in, but it looks like both models had a couple rounds of some showers and thunderstorms likely late tomorrow. This here is stopped at 11 p.m. tomorrow night. All right, that is your Friday the 13th. What about severe weather threat? We can kind of go back to that. I know every time we see big blobs of red, we can get maybe a little bit nervous if weather makes you feel that way. Now here's the risk for today. We're actually under no risk of severe weather whatsoever. We still have high pressure dominating our area, but that high pressure is moving off to the east. High air flows in a easy for me to say, clockwise motion around high pressure. So as it moves off to the east, we get a south breeze. It's a light south breeze today. So the severe weather threat very low across the United States, and we are under no threat of severe weather for today. Now for tomorrow, we'll go to day 2 from the Storm Prediction Center, and we are still under no risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. They have areas out in western Kansas, eastern Colorado, western Nebraska, up in the northern plains, northern Rockies, under a slight risk of severe storms out that way. The lightest green color that colors much of the United States in the Ohio Valley, that is just for generalized thunderstorms, garden variety thunderstorms, but the organized severe weather out to the west. Mike Perkins saying, looks like a soggy weekend. Now, parts of it do look soggy, but I don't think it's going to be a washout. I still would not cancel outdoor plans unless your plans cannot handle any rain whatsoever. Kind of hit or miss. And then this is day 3. So this would be our Saturday severe weather threat. No severe weather threat. We're at level 0 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. Level 1 out of 5 is out over the Great Plains. So again, garden variety, pop-up downpours from time to time. We have the warm and moist, unstable air that you need for severe weather, but we don't have the wind shear, lacking a huge component of severe weather ingredients. So that is the good news for our Father's Day weekend. Really not concerned about that severe weather threat. And then day 4, that would take us into Sunday, and it does not have any areas that I can see marked under a potential for severe weather. All pretty much good news, except dodging that pop-up downpour from time to time for this weekend. Now, from the Climate Prediction Center, the 6 to 10-day temperature outlook. So what's going to generally happen over the next couple of weeks? The jet stream is going to slowly lift to the north. Beneath the jet stream, we fill in with more warm summer air. So we're talking generally mid to upper 80s through the long range outlook, maybe touching 90 by later in June. If the polar jet gets far enough north up into Canada, we don't have any disturbances for showers and thunderstorms. But if it's still close enough, occasionally we can get some storms that originate to the northwest, kind of hold together and give us some occasional shower and thunderstorm chances. I also think we're going to be in this kind of muggy pattern, so during the daytime heating, we can occasionally get some pop-up showers and storms. But what this shows us from the Climate Prediction Center is that we have above normal chances for above average temperatures as we head through next week. That's the 6 to 10 day outlook, and then the 2 weeks out, the 8 to 14 day outlook still has above normal chances of above normal temperatures. Hopefully that makes sense. So just summer is kicking in here kind of slowly week by week. And again, we're only 8 days away from the beginning of summertime on June 20th, not this Friday, but next Friday. So that there is the weather model data. As we look a little farther ahead, let me go ahead and clear this off. We can take a peek through, we haven't looked through Father's Day weekend. We can look with the NAM weather model. We're getting into lower resolution weather model data as we get a little bit farther out. But this is the NAM, but it's not the high resolution. So we'll go to the 14th morning. This is 8 a.m. Saturday morning, and you can see there will be the chance for some showers around. We'll just kind of bump this ahead to Saturday afternoon. There you can see lower resolution. It's not like looking like real radar, but it just shows you general hit or miss showers and thunderstorms across the area. And that's in your Saturday night. Seeing most of them, I think, during the afternoon and evening when you have that heat and humidity. Going into our Sunday morning, so this is going into the 15th of June, our Father's Day. We're still looking like we have a chance, but I was saying this earlier that if we can get that north breeze kicking in behind the system, we may see a higher chance of some leftover showers over Kentucky more than Indiana on Sunday. So that would benefit Indiana more than Kentucky overall. So there you can see still some active weather across the area. We've got Marcelin Wilson. Good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in here on Ben at 10 as we're right up to about 10:30 this morning. So that takes us through Father's Day weekend. What about how much rainfall could we see? So with that, we will bring up the GFS weather model and bring in the total precipitation. So this is through 2 p.m. Sunday. Now, this is going to be kind of generalized since it's going to be kind of hit or miss in nature. This would be kind of what would fill up the Ohio River Basin, and kind of a general how much could you see if you get a couple storms from time to time this weekend. Not that everybody's going to get this much. So we've got a generalized about an inch possible. So not expecting any significant flooding or anything like that. And this would be your 3-day total. Late Friday, Saturday, Sunday, might see up to about an inch of rainfall. So if we do get that rain, which a lot of us will, that means the grass is going to be growing pretty good with these warm nights and these warm afternoons. This is good corn and eventually soybean growing weather too. We might start to see those little seedlings popping up with those warm nights. That is incredible, efficient growing weather. You can kind of just grow nonstop. From what little I know about farming. And if I'm wrong, if we have a farmer friend in here, just let me know. Feel free to call me out when I am not correct. Curtis Gaines, have a great day, Ben. It looks like it's going to be a wet one this weekend. Yeah, off and on. I wouldn't go totally pessimistic for the weekend, as I think we are going to have decent dry periods from time to time to warm us up well into the 80s. All right, that is the digging into the data portion of the forecast as we take a look here straight up around 10:30 this morning. We do have sunshine, some high cirrus clouds. So those are the high clouds drifting in from the upper level low pressure system that is out over Missouri and Arkansas. So those high clouds, a little bit of moisture that spills our way. So with that, we are looking at that staying out to our west of us for today. So we're in good shape for our Thursday. It's just going to be getting gradually a bit muggier hour by hour over the next 48 hours. And here you can see that plenty of dry skies around us. The closest showers as we look at the radar and satellite. So this is the real stuff. We're not looking at weather model data. This is what's on the radar there in Missouri and then into Arkansas, and then heavier rain down over East Texas. So eventually some of that unsettled weather heading our direction, especially late tomorrow and off and on through our Father's Day weekend. Lily and Lasley saying, don't work too hard today. I don't plan on it necessarily. Got the golf shirt on. I'm going to try to get that Father's Day round of golf in today. So we'll bring it back up that forecast. That'll take us through the Father's Day weekend here. And now we're ready to roll. So the UV index today, despite some high cirrus clouds filtering out some of that sunshine, still up around 8, 9. So still pretty easy to burn. These are very thin cirrus clouds, so you can burn even on an overcast day. I've had that happen out on the beach before where you don't put on any sunscreen because it's cloudy, but the UV can still get through. Well, this is very thin cirrus clouds, so it can get through even more today. So still apply that sunscreen if you're going to be out there. So today, tomorrow, Saturday, moderate levels of tree and grass and some mold spores, may perhaps still impacting those of you outside. 88, that forecast today for our June 12th. Very warm / hot this afternoon, a bit more humid. Today is one notch up with the humidity levels. Tomorrow's another notch up. And then the muggiest tropical air in place Saturday, Sunday. No doubt about it. Dew points are like Florida, lower 70s. Air you can wear. 70 degrees for tonight, isolated shower chance, warm and humid overnight. That AC kind of pumping all the time. Might want to check those AC filters, the HVAC filters, make sure they're clean and good. I know that can interrupt your AC working well. I've had it happen myself. So Friday the 13th, tomorrow, isolated shower storm morning through mid-afternoon, increasing that chance of a late day shower or thunderstorm. Right now, a high of 85 degrees. Some areas east of I-65 that stay dry longer could see that temperature again toward the upper 80s, especially in some of the urban areas. It'll be a light breeze again tomorrow. a southwest wind at around 5 to 10. And the winds will stay light this weekend, but some occasional pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Our normal high is 85, so we're kind of right on target as far as the normals go, and our normal low is 67 degrees. 7-day forecast as we look through our Father's Day weekend, 60% chance of that splash and dash, hit or miss. Variety of showers and thunderstorms. Severe weather not expected, but a heavy downpour with some lightning and thunder. 84 degrees, that high temperature, and just about the same for Father's Day. However, it looks a little bit drier in Indiana than Kentucky. Overall is kind of the trend on Sunday. We'll see how that plays out. And then we are in a summer pattern, meaning mid to upper 80s. And this will take us through the rest of springtime with maybe a pop-up afternoon shower or thunderstorm from time to time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, the last day of spring, as summer begins. Actually, I think summer begins Friday night, so still a little springtime into next Friday. All right, so we've got Vicky Berger. Enjoy your golf game with your son. Take it easy on him. The tide is turning on that. He's actually getting really good at it, and so we're going to see how it plays out today. Last time, I beat him by 9 strokes at the same golf course, South Park Country Club in Fairdale, near the Jefferson Memorial Forest. Beautiful golf course. Love that track out there. And we are going to see how he does today. He beat me by 2 strokes a couple weeks ago, last time we golfed. So I think I'm still going to give him a few strokes so we can play stroke play. That's the great thing about golf. You can kind of even things out with a handicap and make it a competition. Unfortunately, I'm afraid if I give him very many, he's going to whoop me. He may not even want to take any strokes, but we'll see how it goes. So Father's Day golf game for today. That's where we're heading a little bit later this afternoon. Wyatt Wright, thanks for tuning in. Wyatt, when is your show debuting? Let me know about that. I thought it was soon. Pop in. Wyatt, you got to start marketing here in the comments. Let us know. So look out for future meteorologist Wyatt Wright and his PRP Valley Station focused forecast. So let me know about that. I need to send you a link, Wyatt, if you want to pop in live on this show here. And we'll get things going for you. July 10th, Wyatt. All right, so we'll talk about that. And I'll be in touch with you here pretty soon. Tracy Beckett, hello. Hello to you. Thanks for watching here this morning. And Linda Anderson, getting through a few of our last comments before we wrap things up on our Thursday. Happy Friday Eve and Father's Day weekend. Again, we've got U.S. Open at Oakmont, hardest golf course perhaps in the entire United States. Watch the golfers look like you out there golfing at Oakmont near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The rough is like this long and really, really thick and juicy. Let's go Pacers. They won. They're now up 2-1 in the NBA Finals. They were overlooked. A lot of people thought the Thunder would storm right through the Pacers, but they are holding on strong. I think they play Friday, so tomorrow evening, I believe. U of L baseball in the Omaha World Series, NCAA Championship series out there. They begin tomorrow evening. Go Cards. Murray State Saturday with local Dom Decker, infielder. He's been hitting awesome here in the postseason. And Dominic Decker is the son of Stephanie Decker and Joe Decker out of Silver Creek and Sellersburg. Congratulations to the whole family there. And Lou City FC, they've got their match. I think they're playing Birmingham Saturday evening at 8 p.m. So a lot going on. Bats Baseball is out of town. They're going to be back next week. All right, if those are the last comments, one last look outside here at a mostly sunny sky. Just have some of those high cirrus clouds around right now. The radar, as you can see here, let me remove that and add this, is still dry for our area. For now, we're going to see that unsettled weather that's out west drift our direction as we head into next tomorrow, late in the day tomorrow. And as we bring back up our view of extolmag.com/weather, just a reminder, these weather tools are here for you all the time. We're watching these live temperatures warming up here as we go full screen. last check of this at the top of the hour, these temperatures were in the upper 60s, low 70s. And look at that, we're already 82 downtown Louisville, 77 in New Albany, up towards the Knobs, Sellersburg, 77. And so upper 70s, low 80s now our current temperatures. And you just use your mouse and scroll around, and there you can see that rain out west. It's got storm tracks, it's got alerts, it's got wind data, a whole lot of information just to be your own meteorologist. I just popped on the alerts there. It's got lightning strikes. It's got all kinds of stuff. So check that out. That is your own free interactive radar at extolmag.com/weather. Lots of other weather maps and tools here for you to keep you up to date in southern Indiana and beyond. The 7-day forecast that you can pop up there. The big screen, my weather story that I write just about every morning as well is fresh there from this morning, and our live stream too there at extolmag.com/weather. Thanks again to our supporters, sponsors, advertisers, ivtech.edu. It's the Sellersburg location. You just go to ivtech.edu, go to locations, hit Sellersburg, and that's going to give you a ton of information there. And you're going to learn more about the programs offered, the 42 programs offered. You can get registered for Tuesdays at the Tech and get that one-on-one help with registering for classes and learning just about everything that you need to know. It's been a big help to our family. Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com, 812-294-3595. Another happy birthday to DJ Zip. Zippy's birthday today. Going to get some golf in and have a good time out there. He is a sales rep and a professional there at Lions Roofing. Family-owned company out of Memphis, Indiana. Already had a comment from a little bit earlier on. Let me see if I can find it here from Cindy Siebold. Love Lions Roofing, wouldn't use anyone else. Unsolicited testimonial right there. They've got a roofing repair technician job opening, 812-294-3595. Still a job posting here at libspaving.com. That is an asphalt quality control manager. Check them out. The largest paving contractor around out of Floyd's Knobs. Great company there, lots of benefits. And newwashbank.com is where you can find everything you want to know about NWSB, banking the way you want, and people you know wherever you go. I personally do my banking there, business and personal wise as well. All right, we've got Vicky Berger, U of L cheerleaders voted ESPN World. Really? I haven't seen that. I know they've always had an amazing program out there, so congrats to U of L athletics here heading into our summer 2025. So a lot going on in sports, pretty active weather through our Father's Day weekend. Thanks for tuning in here to get your weather source for Southern Indiana and beyond. It is Extol Media on YouTube. Like and subscribe, and Extol Weather on Facebook, where we a lot of times we'll put in a little recap. If you don't want to watch the whole live weather show, we'll give you some clips there. And my Meteorologist Ben Peine page is where you can also find a ton of weather content every day right there, Peine, extolmag.com/weather as well. All right, you guys have a great Thursday. If I don't see you between now and then, have a great Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day, dads out there. And we'll see you tomorrow on Friday, the 13th.